Episode 9 is set to introduce many different twists and turns as well as surprises in this movie, as well as callbacks to the originals, the prequels, and Star Wars Rebels by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, we are just a little over 9 months away from the official release of this movie, and as each month goes by, we are only getting closer and closer to witnessing the final installment of the Skywalker saga. It's going to be quite the historical movie for Star Wars fans. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with both Daisy Ridley as Rey and Ahsoka Tano. Specifically, what's really intriguing is that it's described that Daisy Ridley shot a sequence during the month of November where it's described that she was acting in a cave and sitting on a stone bench. It said that one of the prop pieces that Daisy used for the scene was holding for the sequence was dubbed as Ahsoka's lightsaber. It's described that the hilt has a slight curve to it, however not like Dooku's, with 3 separate grip sections and silver in design. It's described that story-wise, the lightsaber is inactive and was left behind by Ahsoka at some point in between the sequels and the originals in the Lost City. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, aside from Episode 9, there is a lot of talk that Ahsoka and Ezra may very well show up in the live-action TV series Star Wars The Mandalorian, which, by the way, takes place also in between the originals and the sequels, and a lot of answers will be made in that actual series. So when we look at Episode 9 and how JJ is trying his very hardest in order to connect this movie to Star Wars Rebels and even the originals and the prequels, I believe that this is the best way to go about doing things when it comes to the character of Ahsoka Tano, is by Daisy Ridley as Rey having somewhat of a connection to the character, discovering Ahsoka's lightsaber in the Lost City. Now, behind the scenes wise, one of the props developed for the scene was an actual lightsaber hilt for Daisy Ridley to hold while she was sitting on a stone bench, which was dubbed as Ahsoka's lightsaber. Now, design-wise, it's described to have a slight curve to it, however not as much like Dooku's was in the prequel trilogy. Silver in design with 3 different grip sections. So I'm only trying to imagine on whether or not this is going to be a new lightsaber by Ahsoka Tano that we have never seen before, or if it's going to be a recreation of one of the lightsabers that Ahsoka used in the actual Star Wars Rebels TV series. So, with that being said, I gotta say, I think that this is a step in the right direction, that JJ and crew are trying to really connect this movie, not just to the originals and the prequels, but also Star Wars Rebels, the books, the novels, and even borrowing elements from the EU and or Legends material. So, the character of Ahsoka Tano, I gotta say, by far one of the best characters in the Star Wars franchise, without a doubt. You know, if you look at this character in Rebels, Ashley does an amazing job doing the voice acting work. It's almost as if it's a live-action TV series character. Again, like I say, to both Disney, Lucasfilm, JJ, and crew, Episode 9 really is a big deal to them, not just for the Star Wars community, but also for themselves, you know, Lucasfilm and Disney as businesses. You know, they really are looking at this movie as a course correction after what happened with Solo: A Star Wars Story's box office results because of The Last Jedi backlash and whatnot. So, when we look at Episode 9, it seems as though that they are trying everything in their power in order to satisfy a majority of the Star Wars fans around the world by incorporating a lot of these elements from the prequels, the originals, and yes, even Star Wars Rebels. So, like I say, guys, I don't know if you guys have watched Star Wars Rebels. It's an amazing hit TV series, animated TV series, I must add, by Dave Filoni. And to actually make this movie go full circle all around to all different pieces of the Star Wars franchise on all different mediums. We're talking books, novels, video games, comics, the EU/Legends, and even animated TV series will actually be incorporated into Episode 9. And I think that, you know, this is a smart move by Disney as long as it's done in an organized way. So like I say, it's all about organizing all of this stuff that's going to be inserted into Episode 9, because this movie is really going to cater to a majority of Star Wars fans. Like I say, if you're into books, novels, comics, you name it, it's going to gravitate towards those types of fans. So, Ahsoka Tano, legendary character in Star Wars Rebels, this little Easter egg, if you will, this little nod to the character, if you will, by, Daisy Ridley portraying Rey, I think is a smart move. I think it's a great move by Disney in order to just show us that there is going to be a presence of Ahsoka Tano in this film, and we've gone over this before in the past. There's a lot of hints and or indicators of her actually being in the movie in the form of her older self, much like what happened with Saw Gerrera in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, that Clone Wars character that was actually taken from that animated TV series and recreated in live action in order to make him appear older in Rogue One and give us a new version of that character. So it seems as though that's the direction that we are heading in with this movie, is that we're going to see different versions of the characters that we are all used to, either in Rebels or past Star Wars films, etc. So let me know what you guys think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you.